Time now for our focus report, and it brings us to visit a school here in France that has no teachers and no classes. A school where children plan their own timetable and learn by themselves at their own pace. It's just one of a variety of schools available here, well, one of the private schools that do not get public funding. These schools don't have to follow the official curriculum and are free to follow their own teaching methods. So what does that result in? Well, Julien Sauvager and James Vassina have gone to find out.
A school with textbooks, but with no classrooms. This is the École Dynamique, a slightly unconventional school.
This is the place where we study, do some administrative work, and also where we take breaks and read comic books.
At this school, there are no teachers and no classes. The children plan their own timetables and learn by themselves at their own pace.
So we're heading downstairs to the basement. This is the place where we go to have fun.
A playground they can access at any time.
This is the media room. The media room is the place where we play on the computer or on the PlayStation 3. This is a school where you learn by yourself. If you want help from someone, you go to see the staff or the supervisors, and they'll assist you.
The supervisors are not teachers, but adults who ensure the children's well-being. There are 8 of them for the 45 children in the school, who aren't referred to as students, but instead as members.
I would say this is a place where children are treated as people in their own right. This means that each person in this school and this community is free to make their own decisions about their learning process, but also in all other aspects of life. So we create a space where children are free and where matters are solved together. In fact, we get to see the limits of how far we can go in letting children decide for themselves.
Based on the concept of Sudbury schools in the United States, this educational institution is self-managed. Every week, both adult and child members gather in this room to discuss the rules of community life.
Il y a des règles, il y a tout un règlement, avec plein de règles. Qui sont à respecter. Quand elles ne sont pas respectées, n'importe qui peut faire un appel au CEA pour protéger l'école.
The committee is a kind of justice system for academia, run by the members. Today, 5-year-old Jade broke a button for the radiator while she was playing.
Il va falloir que tu trouves quelqu'un ou que toi-même tu trouves l'argent pour rembourser le bouton du radiateur que tu as détérioré. Donc il faudra que tu demandes, je sais pas, à tes parents, à des amis. Tu pourras trouver 15 € d'ici une semaine.
15 €?
Oui. D'ici une semaine? OK.
The key words for this school are independence, responsibility, and autonomy. In the United States, where this teaching method was created in the 1960s, former members have been accepted into prestigious universities, and many have developed the skills required to set up their own businesses. Lisa's father was attracted to the independence and self-confidence that came with this style of teaching. He's seen the effect that it's had on his daughter since she joined the school.
When someone is happy and has built up their self-confidence, they have a stronger chance of succeeding in life. You can be highly knowledgeable, but if you don't believe in yourself, it won't work out.
But many parents choose more traditional schools for their children that are based upon their religious faith. Here, children start every day by attending Mass. The children must follow a dress code, and schooling is based on discipline and hard work in order to master the basics.
It all comes down to the knowledge they acquire. Clearly, for us, the priority is that children become proficient in primary school basics. So to know that my daughters can master the basics in French and maths, this means they can be well prepared for secondary school.
This school opened in 2011. After 5 years, it's eligible to apply for a contract with the Ministry of Education. It would then become part of the almost 9,000 private schools that exist in France today. Above all, a contract with the state would allow it to receive subsidies. Although non-contracted schools are free to decide on the content of their teaching programme, they're prohibited from receiving any direct funding.
The main source of funding comes from tuition fees, which make up around 80% of our income. The remaining 20% comes from donations, which are exempt from tax. So we do have some indirect support from the state, but indeed, we don't receive any financial aid from elsewhere.
While schooling is compulsory in France, each school is free to follow its own teaching methods. The only requirement for these atypical institutions is that they ensure their students receive the basic skills required by the government. And alternative teaching methods are becoming increasingly popular. Out of the 6 million children in education today, only 35,000 are in these non-contracted schools. That's almost 3 times more than it was 10 years ago.